What's going on, guys? Wei and Constant from Revolution, and this is the summer edition of Watches to Wear and Not Get Robbed.
Yes.
Constant, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Wei?
Well, as you can see, I'm in my sort of summer attire, my vacation outfit, and yes, my vacation outfit makes me look like a Hawaiian pimp. However, this is important because we're all about to go on vacation around the world, and we want to give you guys a public service announcement about how not to get robbed this summer, right?
Yes, that's right.
So for me, it starts even before you get to your destination, and it's actually on the plane. And this is one of the things I've been hearing about is people getting robbed on the plane.
Really? On the plane?
Dude, this sounds incredible, but it's happened twice to two different individuals that I know.
Oh my God.
Both on an airline originating from Hong Kong. I won't say which airline because I don't want to get sued, but the same thing happened to both of them, right? So basically they put their watches in their bag, they put it into the overhead compartment, but locked with a TSA safe lock. And one of my friends actually, and this is a really scary part, he said in the middle of the night, he saw the guy next to him like rummaging around upstairs, but he figured my bag is locked, it must be safe. And then when he woke up the next morning as the plane was about to land, he started to go through his bag and he started to panic because he looked inside and his watch was actually missing.
Oh my God.
But by that time, it was impossible for him to tell the crew to stop the exit of the flight. I don't even know if that's actually legal. And in the end, what he found out, which was crazy, was that when they checked the flight manifest, the person that was seated next to him, there wasn't supposed to be someone there. The seat was meant to be empty, right?
Oh.
How scary is that?
That's scary, man.
So for me, my theory is it was an inside job, which I think goes all the way back to the security check. As the bag was being x-rayed, it probably identified that he had watches inside of his bag.
Yeah.
Again, this is just a theory. So what I think happened is that someone who checked the x-ray then alerted someone on that crew, because you also have to submit your boarding pass. They see what your seat number is, they see what your name is, they see what flight you're on, and somehow they managed to place someone into that seat and took those watches in the middle of the night.
Wow.
And that's happened not once, but twice actually. So it's super insidious. And I'm telling you guys right now, if you're going to be traveling with watches this summer, it's always nice to have something like this so you don't draw attention to yourself.
Wow.
But if you're going to take even one nice watch, don't put it in the overhead compartment.
Keep it with hand carry.
Either put it on your wrist and just wear it on the damn plane, right? Like it's counterintuitive because you're like, I don't want to wear a nice watch on the plane, like, and draw attention to myself.
But it's actually safer that way.
It's safer, right? You know, it's so much harder for them to take it off your wrist. Or if you're going to put it in the bag, then take your bag and put it underneath, in front of you, and make sure that if you're going to the toilet or whatever, you take the bag with you. Don't leave it there for a single second. And also don't think that your watch is safe because you've got a TSA lock on there as well, because you can go online and buy a TSA key anytime, right?
Crazy, man. Wow, that's meticulous planning, to be honest.
Constant, where are you going this summer?
I am not going anywhere, actually, to be honest.
So you're in Singapore, so
yes,
it's safe
I
here.
am in, yeah,
right.
it's very safe here.
So another couple of things that we should talk about also this summer, if you happen to be like an Asian person like myself and Constant, and you go to Europe, and if someone comes up to you holding a map, I mean, think about the logic of that. Like, why in the hell are they asking you for directions? I wouldn't even say anything, I would just punch them right in the face, right? Because that mother trying to steal from you, right? Okay, I'm not going to nobody. I'm not condoning violence. Don't punch anyone. Don't punch, and don't power slap anyone. No, I'm just joking. It's too soon. It's too soon.
I mean, it's scary because wow. I mean, it happens more often than not. I think especially when you are approached by. I mean, to be honest, right now, watch robbing or watch pickpocketing or stealing is very common. Right. Especially in Europe. I mean, can I say that? Especially in Europe.
Especially in Europe. Absolutely.
Especially in Europe.
Right.
And when somebody comes to you, really close to you, especially when they have, to a certain point, they have some physical contact with you, you gotta be very extremely careful, because I've seen some videos, it's like they can actually steal straight in your face. And you do not even realize until it's too late.
You're not even safe in a car. So, you know, I hope my
yes,
fiancée and her family will forgive me for sharing this example, but her dad was in a car, they were driving, right? They were parked in Paris, and then someone knocked on the window and he looked at him and he was like, what's going on? And he kept pointing at the tire and pointing at the tire, and they realized that someone had put a nail into his tire.
Oh God.
So he got out to go check it, and as he was doing that, the guy tripped him, he fell on the ground, and by the time he like regained consciousness, right, because he kind of got knocked out, his wallet was already missing, right? So if any person is trying to make personal contact with you in whatever way, just ignore them, right? If you're in doubt, go inside of like a public store or public cafe or whatever and say to the staff there, this person is asking me for this. Another thing that's happened also is people pretending to be government agents, right?
Yes.
So I remember I had a friend once who a person in Paris came up to them and said, I'm the undercover police and I need to see your identification. First of all, this will never happen. Second of all, if you're ever in doubt, go someplace public and ask the staff there, is this guy really a police officer? He's asking me for this, right? Because you guys are now, especially Asian tourists, we're going to be descending en masse US to Europe,
Yes,
to the
that's
different beautiful destinations in the world. And I just want you guys to understand that, I hate to say it, we're a little bit of targets, right?
Yes, that's right. I think people look at us, Asians, think that we are quite gullible.
Well, to be fair, Singaporeans are extremely gullible, and that's because we live in an incredibly safe
Yes, that's
environment,
right,
right? If you're from Singapore, you're from Dubai, you're in an environment where you can take your watch off and put it on your table
right,
in Starbucks, and you can save your space there. We did a video where we took a Richard Mille and we put it on a fountain outside of Ngee Ann City, which
Yes,
is a shopping
that's right.
center here, and we left it there for 10 minutes and no one touched it, right? So that's how safe Singapore is, and that's how safe Dubai is, but that is not true for the rest of the world.
Yes,
So if you're a
that's right.
Singaporean watching that and you're excited to go and have a wonderful time this summer, 2 rules, right? Either be super careful and vigilant about your watch, or just leave it at home, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And yes, I know you're saying, but dude, how am I gonna like feel comfortable in my own skin if I don't have a dope watch on my wrist?
man. Yeah.
Well, now these are some examples of watches that you can wear that are dope and will give you some level of horological satisfaction,
Yes.
but will not cause you to get robbed. So number one is the Moon Swatch, and we featured this watch almost every single time we did one of these videos, and it hasn't changed. The Moon Swatch is still, it's such a dope watch because on your wrist, emotionally, it just kind of looks like a Speedmaster,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
And yes, as someone that owns all 3 of the Snoopies, when they announced they were going to do a Snoopy version, I was like a little bit, I had some mixed feelings. I wasn't sure if I
Okay.
liked it or I didn't, right? I didn't know if the whole Snoopy thing would dilute the dopeness of the Snoopies, the Silver Snoopy and the Anniversary Snoopy and the Blue Snoopy.
Yes.
In the end, I went ahead and bought this watch because I absolutely love it. And the idea of having Snoopy on this double hemisphere moon phase
Yeah.
indicator is so dope. The white one is great. The black Snoopy is
I like the
dope.
black one actually, with the loom as well.
Exactly.
I think when they launched this the Snoopy again, I was like thinking, what more can you do, with the Snoopy, and with the blue Snoopy, it's really amazing. You have the rocket thing, coming out when the chronograph starts working. So I was thinking like, what's new? But when they launched that, and I look at the just the design in general, and then you have Snoopy on like you said, the hemisphere of the moon. I was like, wow. It's actually nice.
It's super cool.
And it's super affordable.
And it looks good.
It looks
It
good, yeah.
absolutely looks good. Okay, so let's go from there to a watch that's much more obscure. And this is maybe one thing you can do to not draw attention to yourself, although yes, I realize I'm dressed like a Hawaiian pimp, so I am drawing attention to myself regardless,
Yeah.
is by wearing a watch from a more obscure brand. So this is a watch that was just launched by my friend Fabrice Pouget, who is the owner of Matt Watches, MAT.
Okay.
And Matt Watches is a brand that's dedicated to making military-themed watches, right? It's a French company. And he has just launched this watch for the 20th anniversary of his brand. It's called a Picobello.
Picobello, wow.
Picobello.
Okay.
Which,
Picobello.
what does Picobello mean?
Picobello, I think it's small or something. Is it small? Pico is small, right? Picobello.
Small
but nice.
But nice?
Yeah. Bellissimo.
Like my dog, like Bandit. She's a dachshund.
I'm not sure. Okay,
She's,
let me just check. I will
small but nice. And when I
Yeah,
look at
that's
her,
true.
I'm going to be Bandit, Picobello,
Yes.
right? So, and she's going to be
Yeah.
Prego. So this watch is great. It's 39.5 mm in terms of
okay.
diameter. It's using a SOPROD movement. It's a diving watch, so it's got a screw-in crown, 200 meters water resistant. But this watch is super dope when lume hits it. It's got this really cool sector diving dial. And what I really like about it is that there's different separation of colors of lume for different indications here as
Okay.
well. And I think that this watch looks really cool, right? The other thing that's cool about it is the price. I believe it's around €800 for a steel one. It's got
wow.
2 versions, blue hand and magenta hand. Magenta hand I think is limited edition. And then this titanium version, which is limited to 200 pieces, which is €1,100.
Oh, wow,
But
that's
for
very affordable.
200 meters water resistant, grade 5 titanium, which is brushed and also polished at on the
Oh, wow.
angles here, on the bevels, excuse me. Really cool lume signature. It's a great value.
1,100 US dollars.
€1,100, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
euros. Okay. Actually, it's not bad. I mean, and plus, if you're going to vacation, right, and we go overseas to Europe, what will you do? You swim. You go to the pool.
Yeah, exactly.
You go to the beach.
Well,
right?
that's the thing. Like you want to have a watch that you can wear in every occasion. So I
Yeah.
love hiking.
Yes.
So my fiance, I love to go for a hike. You can wear this
Nice.
on a hike. Then you can jump in the water. I used to dive until I started to watch National Geographic Shark Week, right? And
You're afraid of sharks?
Dude, I'm so freaking afraid
Oh
of
my
sharks.
God.
And sometimes the paranoia doesn't even hit me until I'm underwater and I'm swimming around. And then
get
I'm
it.
like, I have a flashback to like one of those like sharks jumping out of the water and biting a bird in its ass or something like that. Then I
I
start
get
to
it,
get
I get it,
traumatized.
I get it.
Right? So anyway, this is a watch that you could wear swimming, diving, chilling.
Actually, for every occasion, and I think that's one thing we will say, right? I mean, you want a very reliable and great looking companion when you're traveling.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't cost a bomb.
And it doesn't cost a bomb. And yes, it's probably more expensive than the Moonswatch, but it's also it's a watch design that is obscure enough, a brand that is less known enough that it's not going to draw attention to you.
It is.
Now,
it's quite subtle. Yeah.
On the other hand, there is a brand that's actually gained a lot of momentum in the last couple of years. It's become the subject of a kind of cult following, and that's Unimatic.
Yes,
right?
that's right.
And we have two versions of Unimatic. This is the version that my friend William Messina just launched from Messina Lab. It's in this beautiful kind of like sand color. I like the fact that it's sterile, so there's no bezel on it whatsoever. It's just a great example of really cool minimalistic watchmaking. And then you've got a blue version. That's our blue.
Our limited edition. Yes, this is the blue Millsop. It's our collab with Unimatic. We did 200 pieces of this, and it's in this. It's basically, as you see, it's inspired by the military sub. Look alike, and I think that the blue with the bezel and the intentional wear and tear, I really like that.
Yeah,
on this
I like that
watch
too.
Itself. It's amazing, and I do wear this quite a bit, so
yeah,
it's great.
It's got a Cerakote coating on it as well,
Yes,
so it's a ceramic coating, but it's been also like stone washed and beat up.
Yeah, beat up.
So
like
it looks
crazy.
like weathered, which I think is really dope.
It's fantastic.
Right?
Yeah, I really like this.
And the thing about these watches also is they've got a great wrist presence, but again, they're not at a price point which is so crazy that you're gonna.
It is. Yeah.
It's very accessible. You don't draw attention to yourself in a flashy way, and yet you've got a dope watch in your wrist.
It is. I think this is about slightly above 1,000, about 1,200. I think Singapore dollars. I will put the correct pricing here. It's around there, and to be honest, you are getting 200 meter water resistance, screw down crown. You have crazy loom, and with the Unimatic motif. I mean, just a cool, great summer watch.
That's the thing about Unimatics is that like every time I pick one up, I realize how good they feel in terms of quality.
It's true.
Right? And you look at them initially and you're like, oh, I don't know, maybe it's going to be a little bit like
toyish.
Yeah, something like a toy.
That's what I thought in the first place.
And when you put it on, you're like, wow.
Wow, it's different, yeah. I mean, it's built with quality, definitely, and it's robust, and I think that's one thing that it's something that is a bit of a pet peeve for me. I want a watch to be, very robustly built. I know that this can survive the things that I want to do in a vacation. I just don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
When you want to go to holiday and then you got to think, oh my God, am I going to be in an activity that's too much for my watch? As a watch guy,
right.
Maybe a watch like that.
Sure.
It's like, but when I wear, even the Moonswatch or even the matte watch or even any of the Unimatics, we don't need to worry. Just go ahead and
that alleviation of anxiety when you're on vacation is key. I mean, the whole point of going on vacation is for you to
relax, man. Yeah.
And if you're constantly like on guard because you think some fucking is going to like jack you for your watch, then you're going to deprive yourself of the enjoyment of the holiday.
That's right. Exactly right. Yes.
So guys, that's it. One last part of holiday cheer that we'd like to bring for you guys this summer is the fact that we have a Unimatic blue Millsub to give away. So Constant, explain to the guys out there how we're going to give that away.
I'm going to include how you're going to win this giveaway. I guess in a reel later on.
Okay, so stay tuned to our reel.
Yeah.
And yes, and hopefully you can win one of these this summer, and you can put it on your wrist and walk around and have zero anxiety because it's a dope watch, but will not cause you stress and will not make you a target for being robbed.
Yes,
right?
And also one more thing, right? If you guys are going holiday, I mean, me and Wei want to wish you a safe and enjoyable summer vacation, I guess.
That's right. And guys, if I run into you this summer, please give me a shout out. I'm happy to always shake your hand, say hello, unless you're trying to steal my watch, in which case, don't.
Never ever do that, yeah. This is the Hawaiian P-block rule.
Yeah, exactly. But looking forward to meeting you guys this summer. In the meantime, wishing everyone a great July. Have an awesome vacation. And guys, stay safe.
Stay safe, guys.